hallelujah. You come, you want to hear. Thank you for giving me some time off. I heard Pastor Jason did a good job. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, downtown in the city. You treated him good, right? I heard he did great. He's great. He's a good little preacher. A little history there. I was his youth pastor 25 years ago. And he was 10 years old. And so, fast forward to today, I actually became legal guardian of him 23 years ago. And my, how the Lord has blessed life. He's been at Liberty now for 13 years in ministering. And so, he's like a little Willie running around preaching. Today I want to talk to you about map questing yourself. Please tell me everyone knows what MapQuest is. Right? You do, right? Well, it just, MapQuest is online and you say, this is where I'm at and this is where I want to go, and it gives you directions. The problem with map questing is you can't just have a destination. You have to have a position as to where you're at before you can have a destination. You need both. You can't just say, I want to go there, because it's going to ask you, where do you want to get there from? So today, we're going to do something that is uncomfortable. And I'm going to tell you, you need to map quest yourself. You can't get to a destination unless you know where you are right now. It's called self-evaluating. And how many know everyone else knows how to evaluate you? Everyone else knows how to describe you, but that doesn't help you. You have to be able to describe where the location of your life is at. Your emotions, your thoughts, your ways, your actions, everything. You have to know right where you are. How many know you can't make the relationship healthy until you know where you are in the relationship? You can't get well until you discover that you are not well. And how many know you've got to be honest with yourself? You've got to be raw and honest. True? You can't, you see, if you're from where I'm from, map questing is difficult, Danny. Because when you get out to where I'm from, there are no longer names of roads. There are what we call fire lanes. And so you have to describe where you are according to what the fire trucks would say. You live between fire lane 10 and 11. Somewhere in there. Hang a left at the rock that has been sprayed with graffiti. You'll find a huge pine tree about half mile down the road. Take a right at that. If you're riding into the pond, you've gone too far. But you have to map quest yourself. You see, it's not, sometimes it cannot be pleasant. How many know that, admitting where you are can be something you don't want to face? How many want to have purpose in life? How many know everybody wants purpose, right? And the reality is you're not telling yourself the truth. People who want to have a purpose make a difference. There's a difference between knowing your purpose and being passionate to fulfill your purpose. Fulfilling your purpose is going to take you time and energy. See? How many would like to know what your purpose is? How many would like to know? How I can tell you what your purpose is. You want to know? I can tell you what your purpose in life is. Your purpose in life is this. Whatever bothers you and disturbs you the most is your purpose. If homelessness bothers you, then become a part of ending homelessness. If hunger bothers you, then become a part of ending hunger. How many follow what I'm saying to you? Therein lies your purpose. But the problem is if you discover what your purpose is, now you've got to take the energy and the time to do something about it. And that's really where the rubber meets the road. You're too lazy. It's too time consuming. I'm telling you right now, God is overlooking at your life from the banister of heaven, and He's saying this to you. We are either going to do this the easy way, or we're going to do this the hard way, but we're going to do this. Alright? So you can take the easy route, or you can take the hard route, but you can be sure you're going on a route. How many know that you've been preached to enough in life, and you've also preached it enough that there are consequences in life? Do you know what consequences are? Consequences are simply results. Now, how many know these can be either pleasant or unpleasant? And, you know, I'm going to push it today because I want you to, number one, discover where you are. And number two, I want you to stop being ashamed or embarrassed or upset or standing aside from where you've pinpointed your life. You have nothing to be ashamed of. There are consequences in life, and how many know that you look at people and you say, you're going to suffer consequences for making that decision, making that choice, and doing those things? How many's heard that before? You've said it, right? You're looking at people you love, and you're going to yourself, that is going to end in catastrophe. They do it, they go that route, it happens, and how many know that the results are not catastrophic? They're actually okay. I watch these little videos of people, on skateboards, and they're trying to do this, or on a bike, and they're doing all this thing, and I'm thinking to myself, that's going to end really, really bad. And all of a sudden, they make it. How can you tell somebody that that is a really bad thing to do and a route to do when they actually push through and make it and suffer no bad consequence for it? Please tell me you know what I'm talking about. Happens all the time, right? See, you're thinking that God is consumed with the consequences and the results, and He's not. He's not consumed by your up or your down. He's not consumed by your in or your out. He's not consumed by your sickness in your health or your lack thereof. He's consumed by none of that. He just is consumed that He is in your life and that you are allowing Him to be the light and the lamp and showing the way. You say, well, I hate these dark times. I hate these valleys, I hate this, I just want to live on the mountaintop. Well, let me tell you something. Moses had a love-hate relationship with mountaintops. He did. You see, Thomas said to Jesus, we don't even know the way to where you're going. We don't even know how to get there. And Jesus looked at him in John and said these words. He said, you don't have to worry about it. I am the way, the truth, and the life. As long as you know me, you will always know the way. Well, tell As long as I am in your life, it is the way, the truth, and the life. Well, do I go up or down, left or right? As long as I am in your life, you need not worry about where your feet will plant, because it will always be on solid ground. It will always be on a firm foundation. It might look weak to man, it might look shaky to man, but with God, all things are possible. See, Moses got the 10 Commandments from a mountaintop. How many think that's pretty cool? Moses went into the mountaintop and he actually said to God, show me your face. God passed by him. What a powerful place, the mountaintop. And then, somewhere along the line, Moses is on a mountaintop with Aaron, his best friend. I mean, he suffered a lot with Aaron, and God told him, take off Aaron's cloak, put it on his son, and look Aaron in the eye, and tell him, you're going to die on this mountain. How many think that's a tough thing to do? And then God brought Moses to Mount Nebo. And he said, I want you to look over all the vastness of this land in Canaan, how beautiful it is. And God spoke to Moses and said, and you will not set foot in that. You will die on this mountain. How many know he had a love-hate relationship with mountains? Mountaintops were not always beautiful for Moses. You have got yourself into this preconceived idea, and how many know you could use a good push? Well, I got a size 11 right in the small of your back, and I'm doing more than pushing, I'm kicking too. Because here's the thing, I am pushing you to see right now, listen closely to your pastor, I am pushing you to see right now that there is victory in your ups and there is victory in your downs. There is victory in your ins and victory in your outs. There is victory in the living and there's victory in the death of this world. The scripture says, oh hell, where is your victory? Oh death, where is your sting? It has been swallowed up by the way, the truth, and the life. It doesn't matter if I pass through the death valleys of life or if I soar to the mountaintops of life. There is victory in the valley and there's victory on the mountaintop. As long as God is with me, there is victory. I don't care if it looks like a situation that could bring catastrophic events. I want you to know something. There's not a person in this room that can't look back over your past and over your life and say to yourself right now, it's not a question of whether I do it over again or not do it over again. The fact is, I am who I am because of my yesterday. It has transformed me into who I am in Jesus Christ today. I wouldn't trade the brokenness. I wouldn't trade the blackness or the hurt. What I do know is this, that I have found victory in my darkest hour. I have found victory when I decided to MapQuest myself and know right where I was. I'm telling you here in this room right now, in this hour, hear this loud and clear. You don't have to be in mountaintop situations in order to experience the victory of God. Why don't you do it in the deepest, darkest part of your valley? Do it in the flood water and in the fire. Do it in the problems and in the troubled situations. You are in this world and not of it. I'm telling you, listen closely. listen, it's not about your highs versus your lows. It's not about whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. Because how many know you're sick and you're healthy? You're sick and you're healthy. How many know your emotions are like a roller coaster of life? You're up and you're down. You're up and you're down. Isn't it awful to think that you can only have victory when you're feeling good today? I want you to know you can have victory in your worst hour. Even Job said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. In the good times I will praise him. In the bad times I will praise him. There is victory in the bad times too. Paul said in Timothy, he said, for this reason I will suffer. How many know you've suffered? For this reason I will suffer. Nevertheless, I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed to tell you I've been up and I've been down. I'm not ashamed to tell you right now, if I am weak today, I am depressed today, I am upset today. Although I'm not, I wouldn't be ashamed to tell you that. Do you know why? Because it does not have a significant bearing on my destination. I am on a route. I might have to go down to Joppa to get to Nineveh in the belly of a whale, but God said we're going to do this the easy way or the hard way. But one way or the other, you are getting where you belong in the name of Jesus. But we have to start from where you're at. Paul said, I am not ashamed to tell you where I'm at. I am not ashamed to tell you that I am suffering right now, because I know that I have given my life to God, and I am persuaded that God is absolutely able to keep me safe through every storm of life until we're together forever. How many know in this room that your heart bleeds for those who are struggling in life? Your heart bleeds because you're looking at some of the ones you love making some of the worst decisions. You're afraid for them because you're saying, you know, the consequences and the results are going to be catastrophic. And I want you to know something. You think of your daughter, you think of your son, you think of the one you love. I want you to know something. Their position is not the problem. Because how many know that you're in the business of seeing dead things come to life? How many know that God is in the business of turning what the enemy meant for evil to glorify the name of God? Why can't you look at the position they're in and say, something great is going to come of that? Why are you saying something catastrophic is going to... Listen, if God is in it, He is in it. Whether you are down or whether you are up, whether you are in or whether you are out, if God is in it, David said it so great. Listen to what David said. He said in Psalm, he said, when I go up to heaven, I can't even get away from your spirit. You are there. If I even go down into hell, I can't get away from you. You are there. If I fly on the wing of the morning, no matter where I go, you are there. What are you afraid of? Man, question your life right now. This is where you start. And what a journey we're going to have. Because he said in Matthew, go ahead, go forth. I am with you always. Would you pray with me across the room right now? If you are not afraid to MapQuest your life right now, pinpoint, why do not be ashamed of where you are? Well, Pastor, I'm living in a recovery home. What are you ashamed of? Well, Pastor, I've been in, I've been out, what are you ashamed of? Paul said, I'm going to suffer and I'm not ashamed of it. Because I know that God is in my life. And as long as God is in my life, things are going to work out. But you have to have the strength to MapQuest where you are right now. You have to have the strength to say, this is where I'm in the relationship. This is where I'm in the situation. I'm going to be raw and I'm going to be real. This is where I'm at. Stand to your feet if that's you right now. Say, I'm not afraid to say, I am right here, right now. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, this is where I'm at. And in order to get to my purpose, to my destination, I've got to MapQuest first my start. The altar call today is a little different. The altar time is this. People who are sitting, people who are standing. If your heart is yearning because of the situation of people you love are in. You could even be in situations, but I'm talking about the people you love. And you're thinking to yourself, if they continue down that path, it's going to be catastrophic. But today, you are thinking a new way. Today is a shift in your thinking. Today you are saying, I don't care what path they're on. I don't care what choice they've made as far as route. What I care about is that they realize that the Lord, their God, is with them. And I am going to believe that He's going to turn that situation into glorifying the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I am no longer going to say, God, pluck them out of that because of the catastrophic. I'm going to say, God, empower them and give them victory through it. Let the testimony of God rise in the name of Jesus. If somebody is on your heart and in your life, sons, daughters, husbands, men, I want you to come to this altar as we begin to sing. Then we're going to pray and ask God to do something great. You could be sitting in your stand, you're coming and saying, my son, my daughter, my friend, somebody, I'm going to pray that God turn that situation around in the name of Jesus.